Hey, everybody used to like Trump. Like the show. You ever seen like videos of Trump on The View with Barbara Walters back when they liked him? You ever seen that?
Yes, but I can't remember what you're referring to.
You should see it because it's bonkers. This is it. Watch this. This is bonkers. Go full screen. This is literally bonkers.
Real estate mogul and a television star. But does he really want to add president of the United States to his resume? A lot of people would like him to. Please let's find out, and please welcome my friend, Donald Trump.
My friend.
My friend. Watch this. Just watch this. This is nuts. We're in an alternative universe. Okay? Because this is not that long ago.
Go standing O.
Bro, watch this. Just watch how this goes. Watch this. So she's a Republican. That's easy.
Yep.
But everybody else.
Joy can't wait to get a hug in.
Yeah, everyone's hugging. Look at this. Look at this. Kisses, hugs, kisses to Whoopi. Everybody hugs and kisses. Even Joy Behar hugs and kisses.
Even Joy Behar hugs and kisses.
Look at this. Watch this.
Field day right now. How about the Arab League? They say, we want you to go. Maybe 10 years ago it would have mattered. 5 years ago.
The audience cheers.
Yeah.
Somebody now that's going to protect them and protect this country, because we're not going to be a great country for long if we keep going the way we're going right now.
The audience cheers.
Yeah.
We will destroy this country. It won't be a war if the economics of this country keep going the way they're going. We're not going to have a country.
You're kind of a social liberal, Donald. You know, you're a social liberal. Could you actually get the base to vote for you in the primary?
Well, every poll is saying that I'm the one that does the best. They're doing polls.
They actually have you a higher approval rating than Mitt Romney, Tim Pawlenty, John Boehner. But out of those,
So let's just pause and think. Just
he's very poised. He's listening.
He's grasp
like,
the 180.
Yeah.
That the media's taken on him since he decided to be president.
Yeah.
When you see the machine go after a guy, we've never seen the machine go after someone as bold-faced. You know, the prosecutions, the Russiagate stuff on television every night, all of it. And then to see just a few years ago, they loved him.
Yeah.
How are you reacting to everything that you are seeing? And importantly, do you worry they'll target New York and you?
Look, I think first, I don't know how else to describe what we saw in Minnesota. People ask me, why did I say the word murder? I asked them to look at that video and tell me what they would call it. Right. And we are being asked to not believe our own eyes. It's time to be truthful with people. It is terrifying to see what's happening there. And it's terrifying to see all of this happening in the name of public safety. And I've said this directly to the president, that these ICE raids, they are cruel, they are inhumane. They do nothing to deliver that public safety. Right. In fact, what they do is leave a sense of fear amongst so many. Correct. And, you know, I represent a city of 8.5 million people. More than 3 million New Yorkers are immigrants. I'm one of them. And what we've seen this administration do is transform the very places that we used to associate with the American dream. You know, 26 Federal Plaza, you go there, your citizenship interview, you hope you can start to call yourself an American. Now it's the sign of the American nightmare. It's where people go there for what should be a routine immigration check-in. They don't know if they're going to get detained or deported. And so my job is to stand up for those New Yorkers, stand up for every New Yorker, and to say that we're going to use every tool at our disposal to ensure that what we're seeing elsewhere is not what we see in this city.
What if he...
I think that this is the end of it now for him. It has to be. And Americans need to step up now. It's not enough to go into the streets. It's not enough to vote. I believe that people need to start calling their congressmen and their senators. I mean, he has eroded civil rights at this point.
Yes.
He's erasing history.
Yes.
He's wrecking the economy. It's going to be decades before we get back to where we're supposed to be. And he's alienating us from our friends in NATO. Yeah. And all because he's not getting his award. Yeah. You know, it's like the shrinks call that a narcissistic injury.
Yes.
And that is what will get us into World War III, because his ego is involved. Well, and the only thing that Americans can do, including us, I mean, we have a forum here and we speak out. People out there have no way of dealing with us. That's why they come in here and love us so much lately.
well, he put that.
But get out. So I would just say, Get on the phone. Get on the phone, leave a message, look up who these people are in your area, and say, it's time to do something about this guy because he's leading us into World War III.
I feel like America need to get Greenland because if they do get attacked, we're going to be the first ones there putting up all the money, all the weaponry. So I don't see why people complaining that Trump wanted to take over that land.
Like a strategic thing, like it's between like our enemies. Also, what is she talking about? He eroded civil rights. Like they love saying this stupid stuff, saying that Americans should do this and that while they do nothing. You're just gonna get on TV and complain more and more. That's literally your contribution to everything. It's just that you complain about it. Like, I don't even understand why we even listen to these people or how they have a platform.
So I feel like she thinks she knows about getting into World War III better than Trump.
If I hear of someone whose fashion that I like and I know that they're a person of color, I try to make it a point. But the clothes have to be available. You know, I think we can all do some work to think about that balance in our wardrobes, you know. What does our closet look like and who's in it? Mm-hmm. Who are we supporting in it? Right. You know, and I think if you have the money to buy Chanel, then you have the money to buy everybody. Right. And so let us be mindful, I think would be my advice. Yeah.
The recent claim by President Trump that the 1964 Civil Rights Act harmed white Americans is just wrong, and it's dangerous. It rewrites history in a way that fuels fear and resentment. My fathers and so many leaders of the movement, Fred Shuttlesworth, Diane Nash, John Lewis, I can call the roll, but I won't do it today, did not risk their lives to divide this nation. They did not risk their lives to divide this nation. They did so because America was denying millions basic rights, the right to work, the right to vote, to live where they please, to move through society with dignity. The Civil Rights Act did not give black people special treatment. It made discrimination illegal. The same discrimination you're trying to turn around and use. It required the law to protect everyone equally. That is democracy.
When asked whether protections that began in the 1960s spurred by the passage of the Civil Rights Act had resulted in discrimination against white men, Trump said he believed a lot of people were treated very badly. White people were very badly treated where they did extremely well and they were not invited to go into a university to college. He said an apparent reference to affirmative action in college admissions. So I would say in that way, I think it was unfair in certain cases. Wow. So he just basically said that people were discriminated against due to affirmative action. Isn't that why they got rid of affirmative action?
I mean, I feel like people see things the way, like your perspective is just gonna affect. Like if Trump says something, you're gonna probably take it the wrong way if you don't like Trump.
You faced a lot of racism growing up in Columbus, Ohio. How did that shape you?
Whew. Well, the military wouldn't allow black families to live on the base, so you had to live in an apartment, and you couldn't take a bus. You couldn't afford a car. You walked. Your dads walked to the base, and sometimes we would go from tree shade to get back to the apartment. My brother and I, my mom, with bags, and my mom would go, "Don't look, don't look, don't look," and she'd pull us away. Wow. Because there is someone hanging from a tree. And they have a memorial for it now where you can see where people were and left. And it triggers me today to see that a voice can be silenced. And if a white family supported a black, they're gonna get burned down or killed or lynched as well.
Yeah.
That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Wait, so click the event she's talking about, she didn't see. She didn't actually live to see.
Yes, I just Googled it with Google AI, What's the Google's AI called?
Yeah, even Grok says her story is inaccurate.
Yeah, it says
suggests it's inaccurate.
The last widely recognized lynching in Ohio, John Jordan, in 1911.
And she said there's a memorial for it and all, so that proves that she's lying. And then you misrepresent a whole story right here, and people pull up the facts on you. Like, damn, bruh, it's not good, man.
Oh, this is our brother right here that said we're gonna be back in chains again as a black man. Man, we got our Second Amendment. If somebody try to put you in slavery, bro, you better get your gun and protect you and your family.
That's not even a thought to entertain because it's not going to happen.
You know, at least, I used to teach history. And I used to tell my students all the time, anything that's happened before can happen again. When that phone call was made, find me 11,740 votes. When we saw those people rapping on those windows up in Michigan, trying to set up separate sets of electors. Same thing in Pennsylvania. They were trying to set up a process that will allow this country to return to what it was in 1876 when the election got thrown into the House of Representatives, and they were able to overturn what Abraham Lincoln and the Congress had done, successfully getting rid of slavery. That is what they're attempting to do today. I get sick and tired of hearing people say, it's never been like this before. Yes, it has been.
And you're
like
right.
this before.
Yeah. And if we don't know our history, past will become prologue. We know that.
Man, yeah. Okay. I don't think that will happen.
I don't think he was trying to say.
I mean,
now I'm looking at it again. I don't think he was trying to say that we was going back to slavery.
No, that is what he said.
I think he was talking about the House, how they try to flip the amount of votes. That's what I think he was trying to reference to.
But he said well, I guess, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, because it's like there's literally an amendment that won't allow slavery in America. So it's like, what are we talking about?
Yeah,
he just brought it up for the emotion part.
Yeah.
But he was talking about they're going to rig the election. This is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sonny Hostin says that discrimination against white people is not real.
Equality feels much like oppression when you have always had the privilege of being ahead, even if you were mediocre. And I think that's what we're talking about here. White men, as of 2023, were 76% of the workforce, and in all sort of top positions where people of color and women were not. And so what we're learning, I think, from this interview is that this administration kept on talking about a meritocracy and that things should be merit-based, and they felt that it never was. Now we really know that this attack against diversity, equity, inclusion is based on white male grievance, and the fact that Donald Trump seems to really believe in the concept of reverse discrimination. And the NAACP made it very clear after hearing his comments that, in fact, there is absolutely no evidence, no fact-based evidence that white men have suffered because of the Civil Rights Act.
Putting anything by race, a job by race, we need this many blacks or Asians or anything. You shouldn't do that. You should just take the race off of the job application and let it be what it is. Yeah, that's the point.
He also said that people were treated unfairly in certain cases. So when you look at the certain cases where things like DEI and affirmative action were put in practice, people would be treated unfairly. I mean, like, you have quotas to hit, you have agendas to fulfill. Like, it's obvious that you're not hiring based off merit and hiring the best candidate, because you have to hire based on an affirmative action's DEI initiative. So it's like, people can't say they were treated unfairly. I mean, even Asians were treated unfairly.
That's what I was gonna say. At Harvard, remember we saw that video? It was like the chance that an Asian has to get into Harvard, like out of high school, compared to like another race. Yeah. So they have a way worse chance strictly because of DEI. That's not fair. That is literally not fair.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It shouldn't be like that. You should not bring race into it at all. Y'all know Don Lemon. Don Lemon is going to, he's one of them. He could be on The View. He could run The View. He would fit right in with them. Yeah, he would get on there and they would all agree with everything.
Yeah, and we got Jennifer Welch here, a white woman, letting him come on her show and push his bullshit. Let's give it a listen.
And there's a certain degree of entitlement. I think people who are, in the religious groups like that, it's not the type of Christianity that I practice, but I think that they're entitled, and that entitlement comes from a supremacy, a white supremacy. And they think that this country was built for them, that it is a Christian country, when actually we left England because we wanted religious freedom. It's religious freedom, but only if you're a Christian and only if you're a white male, pretty much. And so, yeah, I absolutely 100%, but it's an intimidation tactic. And, I said, I don't understand how I've become the face of it when I was a journalist. I do understand that I'm the biggest name there. And I'm also, as I was on with my producers this morning, you and Kylie talk all the time. My producers were saying, I said, how did I become the face of this? And my producer said, Don, you're a gay black man in America.
This is ridiculous. Using all his woke points to paint himself as the victim, saying that white men are the problem and Christians are the problem. It's just the classic Democrat talking points. And then they sit around and wonder why people are moving away from their party. I mean, if I was a young white man, I wouldn't want to be told that I'm the problem just because of my skin color. And now you're talking about religious freedom, yet you're criticizing people for the religion they choose to practice and things they can't change, like their identity. It's complete bullshit. Like, for a party that's built on identity politics and built on recruiting people on their identity, they sure have a way of attacking people and belittling them and trying to control them based on these same things. Like the same way he's trying to control the narrative. I'm a gay black man in America. Gay black. Who cares, bro? No one cares that you're a gay black guy.
No, you're not more than that.
You also have a white husband who's a white male Christian because you claim to be a Christian and he's gay. So what about him? Is he the problem? Is he entitled? Is he a racist? Like, this stuff's ridiculous. She also has a white male husband. Is he entitled and a racist? She's also a white woman. I mean,
people, vicious, many of them murderers. These are all out of Minnesota, just Minnesota. I say, why don't you talk about that more? Because people don't know. Do you want to live with these people? International murder. These are people that are living, if they're apprehended, and either put in jails in their country from where they came, and the countries respect us, and so they actually put them there. In the old days, they didn't respect our country. Biden wouldn't do this because he let them all in. If you didn't have open border policies of Biden, none of this, all of the time that we spend talking about Minnesota and everything else, most of them are coming from out of the country. And it's been caused by a previous administration. Look at this, one after one.
Yeah, this could all come to an end right now if Tim Walz and Jacob Frey would simply cooperate. In cities and states across this country, you have local officials, local law enforcement, local political leaders who are simply cooperating with the federal government, with DHS and with ICE. What does that mean? It means you get to go into the jails and you get to take custody of illegal aliens in an administrative way, in the hallway, as opposed to having to send ICE agents into a community and chase them down because the local politicians in Minnesota have let them out into the street. This can all end today if the Democrats in Minnesota, you're not seeing this chaos anywhere else. The ingredients that are causing the chaos are unique to Minnesota. It's called Walz and Frey. Cooperate
that's
and this
silly.
ends.
Like
The
that?
government has privately and publicly every day of this begged for cooperation from the state officials in Minnesota. They beg every single day.
If they've done that, Scott, then why aren't they telling the American people that they've done that? Why are they
literally do it on
instead?
their-
Wait
on
a
their
minute. The image
public
the
statements every
government
day.
wants.
All ICE and federal law enforcement are trying to do are remove people like this off of the streets of Governor Walz's city in Minneapolis and of his state in Minnesota.
We're here to arrest a child sex offender. And you guys are out here honking.
Oh, they're not. No, we're pressing. We're not
That
honking.
vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting. Insane.
And you can tell, bro, is
It's
Mexican.
definitely Hispanic, yeah. It's insane. This is insane. These liberals are stupid. They just listen to what they're told by their overlords. The Democrats say, oh, this is bad on TV, so now this is bad.
All right, guys, y'all always know that I'm always saying, where was this energy during the Obama administration? Like, it's ICE. Did Trump invent ICE? Did he invent it? I don't think that he did. So this is a video that PBD posted when Obama was in office and how they were looking at ICE. This was a bit of an attitude switch here.
just before the sun rises in the Windy City. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents fan out across Chicago to arrest criminals in the U.S. illegally.
Tech 1, Tech 2, Tech 3.
CNN was granted exclusive access to witness some of those raids.
We got 3 targets this morning. You know, some of the neighborhoods a little sketchy, so we got to make sure it's not just the target we're looking after, but other people around us.
They want to come out extra early, like right now, because they want to catch these people before they go to work. That's why it starts so early in the morning.
Ready to check? All right, let's roll, guys.
Looks a little bit different than how they're talking about them now, right?
They're Nazis now.
What? So why the switch up? Because of the man in office. This is blatant evidence right here, guys. It's insane to me, actually. When I saw this video, I was perplexed. I really was.
That's insanity.
Nah, bruh.
This is an AI page.
Yeah, this can't be. This is AI,
This
bro.
entire page is AI.
This explains everything.
What Democrats are doing is vote harvesting, fraud harvesting, ballot harvesting, crime harvesting. Ask yourself, why would Fry, why would Waltz sanction such egregious violence against ICE officers? Because they understand that this scheme, this mass migration scheme, is the heart of the Democratic Party's political power. It is their plan for power today and long into the future. So they know that if this administration of President Trump is successful in reversing this invasion, it will deal a generational blow to Democrat political power.
That's real.
That just hit the nail on the head.
That
We know
is
this
real.
for a fact. And they're just trying to cause division in the country to make the Republicans look like they're bad people. That's why I use language like Nazi and raids and splitting up families and all this rhetoric that they're using to get people confused and upset and emotional. It's very obvious.
But even if you don't like the administration, like, how are you that dumb to think he is a Nazi and don't see what they're pulling with the immigrants? Like, who's just gonna let random people come into the country?
Well, and they're acting like it's a new thing. Like Trump invented ICE. Like Obama didn't do the same thing. Like every other president wouldn't do the same thing. And it's also like they're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. With they're getting the voters and the people who are guaranteed gonna, you know, side with them forever. But then they're also getting the social points so that whenever Trump and them, you know, when they get deported, they can make them look bad and they can go and protest and do all these things.
See, that's why I think it's a higher elite involved, because it's like if Obama was singing this tune almost a decade ago.
Hillary, Obama.
And now, I mean, you know, fast forward 10 years later, now he's just super woke. I just don't get it, man. I mean, it's not even that they're just like, oh, we don't agree with their policies. Nah, they are supporting transgenders. They are supporting men and women's sports. Like, it just went too far, bro. That's why I don't know, man. It's just crazy to me. It's something deeper involved, guys. But they're rounding them up in Minnesota. I also was here in Minnesota. They said that Minnesota, the way it's looking, they think Minnesota gonna go red.
That would be crazy.
Because a lot of people there probably are sick of what's going on. Wasn't it a swing state, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, man.
They're not helping
It's pretty
themselves.
blue, though.
Yeah, clearly.
Democrats might not be in power for a long, long time, guys.
DHS announced tonight that they have arrested a total of some 3,000 illegal immigrants in Minnesota, including over the weekend several convicted of crimes such as homicide and sexual assault. Meantime, several dozen protesters remain here at the federal building, protesting the actions of federal agents, but they are staying behind the newly erected barriers put here by the Hennepin County Sheriff's Department. It is a simple and effective so far measure that raises the obvious question: why didn't local law enforcement do this last week? Brett?
Exactly. Jonathan Hunt live in Minneapolis.
Yeah, man. I mean, even the law enforcement in Minnesota was they were with ICE. I just don't understand. I mean, probably not all of them, but a lot of them were saying, like, man, this is getting out of control. Because we got people out here like this guy with an AR.
As if.
But people going to bring up Kyle Rittenhouse. I mean, this is what the country voted for. That was.
What side is this guy on?
I'm not going to. Either way, I don't like what.
He's not. He's guarding the homes that illegals could be at.
To me, it's.
I want to hear what he said.
It's all crazy. I don't agree with Kyle
Is he defending
did.
his home?
No, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you live in the neighborhood?
Yep, this is my block, this is my area. I don't go into other people's neighborhoods and try and intimidate them. I protect my people.
Are you giving out your name?
No, I'm okay with that.
I mean, he's in his
So
neighborhood.
he's there
He lives in
talking
the-
about ICE. Said ICE is there intimidating him.
Yes. So he's that's basically like, okay, well, if ICE wanna, then he gon' like, what are you gonna do with that?
I don't know, man. I mean, people are bringing up Kyle Rittenhouse on situations that
I'm gonna be
like
real
this.
unpopular opinion, I guess, on the right, but I said that he was wrong, bro.
Yeah, like
just because he did like he
was
went there looking for smoke.
Yeah.
So if you go on offense,
yeah,
you know, but you know, in the video I did see someone that put a gun on him first. So once it gets to that, but if you go and put yourself in the situation, just like the girl from in Minnesota who went and put herself in the situation, completely different, but still, if you go and you are looking for threats, if you're going somewhere that's gonna clearly threaten you and you have a gun, you know, I'm not gonna agree with that.
So it's got so bad, even the postal workers out in Minnesota are threatening to strike their job. They're basically gonna say, I'm not working anymore because of the ICE operations.
That's insane. It's literally snow and ice on the ground, but ice is where you draw the line.
So you guys won't get your packages. Man, I don't know. This is absolutely insane. Like, and imagine if Republicans acted like this during the Joe Biden administration.
Hold on now. I know they're not bringing up church services after today.
Yeah. Where is his outrage for the church that was raided with the innocent people in it by liberal leftists?
So I would fully expect, and we are preparing for, an influx of more agents, more of the very visible public theatrics of the raids, of the harassments, and you got faith leaders here. I would not put it past this administration to target midnight mass services amongst folks going to worship, because that's who they are.
And now you're eating your words because the protesters, Don Lemon included, went into a church service and stopped them from worshiping. So you spoke it right into existence. Isn't that funny?
That's insane. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, how can we take these type of people serious? Like, America, man, I mean, I love it, but I can see when people say Americans going to shits because it's like stuff like this is happening. But I guess you can't control this, you know? I don't know. But other countries, they don't have to deal with crap like this. This is absolutely insane.
Hold on. That shows how good of a country we have because other countries are dealing with stuff that's a real problem and a true threat to their safety. And this is the type of things that we...
But you know what? Like kids, they get in the most trouble when they ain't got nothing to do.
Exactly that. They're bored.
That's a great point.
They're bored. They have no needs that really need to be met for them because they would be at work. You know, like, oh, Americans are struggling. Well, they look like they're bored.
We are one. We won't stop fighting. We won't stop fighting. Till ICE is gone. Till ICE is gone.
This is a cult.
This pitiful ass shit, man.
Target says that their mission is to support the joy of everyday life for all families. Then do it.
Do it now.
Justice over profit.
Discriminating. You must stop treating immigrants wrong. You must give them better wages. You must give them an opportunity to have housing. You must give them an opportunity to feed their children. I sit here because this is the right thing to do.
That's right.
Wow. Teeth cooked.
Why
That was
would we
rude.
listen
I'm
to
sorry.
her?
I'm sorry.
Nah, that was rude.
That was not cool.
Have
I
y'all
did
seen
too much.
Wayward?
This is ridiculous.
Have y'all seen Wayward? Yeah, that's a pretty crazy show on Netflix.
No,
I
I
might go
haven't.
check it
Is that
out.
the one with the
school?
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
seen
shit's
that.
actually crazy.
That shit's crazy.
These are the type of people that's in that show.
Bro, it's
Weird.
just- y'all are in here singing songs. That's what I'm telling you. They're not. They're not.
Gone.
They are not doing anything. They're not helping anyone but themselves.
This
This
is
is
ridiculous.
selfishly motivated. They don't care about any of this. They just want to feel. They just want to feel like they're doing something. They have a. I'm telling you, they have a God-sized hole. They need a bigger purpose in life. They're bored.
I'm gonna keep it 100.
Hell,
Every video I
like,
see of the
God.
protest, every video I see of a protest just lets me know, like, I'm not crazy for what I think. I just could never align myself with this.
I could never ever
You're
align
cool.
with that.
That's him!
What does he have?
That's him! Is that him? Is that him? Yeah! Open the door!
Oh!
Oh my God. Drive. Oh my God. Just drive. Stop. Why? Let them go. Let them go.
Hey, pull over.
Leave it. Get out of here.
Why won't they drive?
No. Y'all just let him leave. It's not working. Hey. Sir. We don't know him. Stop.
Hey, let him out. Let him out.
Who was that in the car?
I promise you that wouldn't have happened to me personally.
So people, they're filming, guys. They're taking
That
their
wouldn't
cameras.
have happened to me
They're
personally.
breaking their stuff. It's absolutely getting crazy out there. So, I mean, it's like you can't even...
Hey. Hey, get... What did she just do? She fucking...
Oh, shit. Okay, it's okay.
His homie's just sitting in the car watching.
She took next camera.
She took his camera. What the heck? She's insane.
She's on the sidewalk.
Whoa, he needs to stop.
Man.
So they tracked that car, and the owner owns a daycare center.
Oh, wow.
Let me see if I can find it.
That's crazy.
How ironic was that?
Have y'all heard that audio of the teacher crying about, this whole situation to her students? It was insane.
No, a kid recorded it?
Yeah.
That's
Here it is
hilarious.
right here. So Beta Muhammad, behavior technician. Look, you scroll down, you can see the car and everything. There it is.
Dang.
Same vehicle.
I don't understand why you do dumb stuff and you know the internet. I mean, like the
People
internet.
gonna find you, bro.
They're gonna find you. And these people continue to complain about being in America.
The one place where we thought we would never experience this is the U.S. goddamn state.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The USGD states.
Why
so the
does
United
she-
States
You better not damn.
states.
Why
You
does
cannot damn God.
Why does the lady in the
She
middle
don't
always
believe
look
in God,
sad?
she believe in Muhammad.
Why is she always sad?
I don't
the
like
lady
her,
in the
bro.
middle.
Look at her. She's
Camilla
Miss
Jayapal,
Potato Head.
I don't know. Both of them foreigners. Both of them born in India, born in Somalia. Both married to white men.
All right, I cut off before she said what she said.
Is the U.S. goddamn states. The one.
U.S. God.
Oh, America's white supremacist and Nazi. Both of them go home to a white husband. Hey, they
I'll
all
tell you,
full
bro,
of
they
it,
don't
bro.
believe this stuff.
They don't believe nothing they say. There should be legislation passed that nobody foreign born should be allowed in government at
That's
any
not
level
gonna happen.
ever.
That's not gonna happen. I don't
Well-
know why we keep talking about it.
Well, if I was Trump, that's what I would do. Come home, and nearly 9 out of 10 people who claim asylum get an order of removal because they simply don't qualify for asylum. They're not escaping fear and persecution in their homeland. They're coming here for a better life, and that's not asylum.
Dang.
Dang.
That's facts.
It's crazy out
Can't
here.
please everybody. We gotta run a country. Like it's like business. We can't please everybody. You just can't. Like I mean, you have to hire who's the best. You have to accommodate your customers.
I mean, it's a process that you have to go through, and it's just there has to be a process. You know, you can't just not have a process.
That's pretty simple.
It is the mantra of a movement started in Ferguson, Missouri, after the shooting of unarmed black teenager Michael Brown by white police officer Darren Wilson. Hands up, don't shoot spread across America like wildfire, from Ferguson to New York to Los Angeles.
Hands up, don't shoot.
To the halls of Congress, to the NFL football field, even CNN contributors throwing up their hands. There's only one problem. Federal and local authorities say the evidence shows hands up, don't shoot didn't happen. But few have read the nearly 100-page report. We did. Here's what the witnesses closest to the incident who spoke to federal investigators and the grand jury say. Witness 102, a biracial male, for sure that Brown's hands were not above his head. Witness 104, a biracial female with a clear view of the scene, says she heard the shots fired inside Wilson's car that hit Brown in the hand. She then saw Wilson hop out of the car and yell, "Stop, stop, stop." Brown ran, then turned around, and for a second began to raise his hands as though he considered surrendering, but then quickly balled up his fist and charged at Wilson. In a stunning admission, she told investigators Wilson waited a long time to fire his gun, adding, she would have fired sooner. Witness 105, a 50-year-old black female, says she noticed Brown put his hands up for a brief moment, but then turned around, made a shuffling movement, and put his hands down in a running position and ran towards Wilson. The report shows Officer Wilson was justified, but in this case at least, the facts can't stop a slogan. Sarah Seiner reporting for CNN.
5 years ago on Friday, one single event changed the landscape of Ferguson, social media, and racial equality. Tonight, a look back at the day-by-day events that unfolded after Michael Brown was shot and killed.
He put his hands in the air.
Ferguson police claim shots fired nearby and the crowd prevented them from moving Brown's body.
They killed this boy for no reason, and there should be justice about this.
St. Louis County Police stepped in. The next day, Chief John Belmar told the public Officer Darren Wilson shot Michael Brown in self-defense.
Within the police car, there was a struggle over the officer's weapon.
Late Sunday evening, massive looting hit Ferguson. Cell phone videos showed the lawless chaos along West Florissant. Windows smashed at Quick Trip, people grabbing what they could, then later setting it on fire.
Oh, wow.
Looters broke into about 20 businesses that night. This was Zeiser Tire on Delwood. One person enters, then hordes of people take what they want. The same thing happening at Hibbett Sporting Goods store. Police responded with riot gear and tanks, a move police called necessary, but would be criticized nationally. The next day, Monday, August 11th, Michael Brown's family held a press conference.
We need to know everything.
Tuesday, August 12th, more looting. Reverend Al Sharpton arrives in St. Louis.
I just want to know, why would people loot in the area they live in where they say they don't have no resources and destroy buildings and property near their homes where they say they already don't have no resources?
It makes no sense. It's a great question. Also, how did the looting help what happened to Michael Brown? How did that help? Because I think that the problem with that situation was the officers said that Michael Brown reached for his gun and tried to pull it from him. And then Michael Brown's people said that he was there saying, hands up, don't shoot. So there's a contradiction. That's why Taj was saying earlier off camera that this is what really started the body cam footage so that issues like this wouldn't happen anymore. But say that the people who are on Michael Brown's side were correct. How does looting help that at all?
It don't. It's just gonna make businesses not be around there, and it's gonna be more of a food desert, like resource desert.
So those people running in there to get that free stuff, you think they were doing that because they cared about Michael Brown or because they wanted free stuff?
It's also interesting that the way they try to frame, like, and I'm not saying this is like justifying what happened to him. I'm not saying this makes it okay, but I just hate how like they always make it seem like when something happens to someone and it's white on black or cop on black guy, they make the black guy seem like he's just some great guy, but it came out later that Michael Brown like had a history of like robbery and like drug abuse and being like a problem in the community. Knowing that he had a history of that and that they say he tried to wrestle with the officer for his gun and stuff. I mean, like, is it really like tearing everything up really the right way to get justice?
Tearing everything up was never the right way to get justice, even if Michael Brown was unjustifiably killed.
Again, I'm not.
We don't have the facts.
And again, I'm not justifying what happened to him. I'm just saying, like, they just make it.
But you can't justify looting ever. Yeah. That will not help your cause. Dorian Johnson was Michael Brown's friend, and he helped basically start the whole movement with Black Lives Matter in Ferguson, Missouri. I guess what you would call a Black Lives Matter activist. And he was very outspoken about what happened and was basically his most credible source of saying that his hands were up, don't shoot. And he had a lot to do with the Black Lives Matter movement. And he was just shot dead right in the same city where this happened.
Well, so they said he was actually shot right down the street from where Michael Brown was just killed from, literally by that apartment complex.
Wow.
And I think he was there when Michael Brown got shot.
He was there.
He was walking with him.
So let's hear what he has to say. This is an old clip of him after Michael Brown, but it's just sad because it just shows that Black Lives Matter doesn't care about black lives, because literally one of the leaders of Black Lives Matter was killed by
another black person.
You can guess
probably.
it.
It's crazy. You think they're gonna riot, loot, or protest for this man?
No, they're not. That is okay. So what does that prove here? What does that prove here? That they don't care about black lives. They just want an excuse to loot and do all that shit.
Or the race hustlers get the hustle.
Al Sharpton and all those people, the Democratic leaders who profited off of this, the people who started Black Lives Matter and bought houses and all that off of this, they really are the ones throwing dirt and spitting on Michael Brown's grave, doing all this for their own narrative and money and whatever reason it was.
And once my friend felt that shot, he turned around and he put his hands in the air and he started to get down, but the officer still approached with his weapon drawn and he fired several more shots.
That's Michael Brown right there. That's the footage of him. That's a robbery, actually.
That was right before it happened.
So that's why the police were called to Michael Brown in the first place right there. And that was Dorian Johnson basically giving his side of the story. That's why, body cam footage is vital. And I just but it just, again, Black Lives Matter is not speaking about, they're not crying about this at all,
It's about profiting off a tragedy more than anything.
Flashbacks to Ferguson and the killing of Michael Brown Jr. This man, Dorian Johnson, was with Michael Brown the day he was shot and killed by police. Now we're learning Johnson has been shot and killed. Early this morning, shots were fired in a Ferguson neighborhood and rumors started swirling about who was involved. That shooting happened on Abaco Court, just east of West Florissant Avenue. First Alert 4 started making phone calls to find out if the rumors were true, and we have confirmed the man shot and killed at the scene was Michael Brown Jr.'s friend, Dorian Johnson. Our Jordan Burrell joins us in the newsroom with more details as reaction begins to pour in tonight. Jordan.
Yeah, good evening, Morgan. It's a sad Sunday for many in Ferguson and beyond tonight. Many mourning the loss of Dorian Johnson, the man who made national headlines for being the friend who was last with Michael Brown Jr. before he was killed. On social media, people call the 33-year-old a St. Louis and Ferguson legend that is gone way too soon. The man and friend of Michael Brown Jr., Dorian Johnson, was there when police shot and killed Brown more than 10 years ago. First Alert 4 spoke to him shortly after that incident. He recalled the death of his friend.
He shot again, and once my friend felt that shot, he turned around and he put his hands in the air and he started to get down, but the officer still approached with his weapon drawn and he fired several more shots.
On Sunday, 33-year-old Johnson became a victim himself, not even a mile from the spot that his friend was shot and killed 11 years ago in the 9,000 block of Abaco Drive. Ferguson police say they were called around 8:30 Sunday morning for a man that had been shot. They say Dorian Johnson later died at the hospital from his injuries. First Alert 4 reached out to Dorian Johnson's family, but they have not responded. We spoke to his grandmother, Brenda Johnson, back in 2015 after Johnson and his brother were arrested. She had concerns about Dorian and their family after he made national headlines during the Ferguson unrest.
Dorian has this target on his back, so it makes it easy. Well, if we can't get to you, we'll get your brothers, we'll get your family, we'll get anybody that's close to you.
Ferguson police confirmed that an individual in custody and warrants have been applied for with the St. Louis County Prosecutor's Office. While the investigation continues, an outpouring of love and support for Johnson and his family floods social media timelines. In 2015, Johnson filed a civil rights lawsuit against the city of Ferguson, the former police chief Thomas Jackson, and the officer who shot Brown. That suit was dismissed by both parties at the end of 2024. Live in the newsroom, Jordan Burrell, First Alert 4.
All right.
No Black Lives Matter not saying a word about this. They don't care about people dying. They only care who pulled the trigger. If it was a white person who killed this dude or a police officer who killed this dude, it would be an uproar and looting again.
Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Did they say why he got shot? They just say he got shot in the neighborhood?
They don't know why, but they arrested the person who did it.
They said the fact that claimed self-defense.
The fact that the person was not a police officer shows they don't care. They don't care that the person died. They only care if they can find someone to blame and make the scapegoat and act like they really care when they don't care. These are really evil people. They do not care that anyone died ever. That's why when people die every weekend, they never.
One thing, I'm sorry, bro. The fact that Michael Brown was leaving a crime scene and got killed. When he was, we saw the foot. We don't know exactly what happened, but he was leaving a crime scene. The police was trying to, hey, you committed a crime. He got shot. This guy just got killed by a black man. We don't know. The fact is
he died.
200 in 2024, only 200 black men got shot by a police officer. In 2024, almost 13,000 black men committed a homicide. Is that so? What's the biggest threat to a black man?
Well, actually, I saw a stat that a lot of those people were actually armed. I think I saw Charlie Kirk say, I don't know how accurate it is, but he said 13 unarmed black people were killed by police in a year. 13 only, unarmed. So
he committed a crime and y'all were crying.
he committed a crime. We saw the video of the crime. The police got called, and there was an altercation and he died. Yes, it is sad that he died, but looting and all of the uproar, and then now another black man dies who was an activist for this. No, not a word from Black Lives Matter. Not a word. So do they care about people dying or not? They don't. Clearly.
Black Lives Matter. They don't care if we kill each other.
They don't care. They do not care. They only care if they can profit off of it, guys. And that is sickening. We will call it out. It is sick that this is why we do what we do. Because we're sick of black people dying. And sometimes you have to tell the hard truth. And maybe it comes off offensive. Maybe it comes off mean. But at the end of the day, this is an issue. A huge, huge issue, guys.
Hey. This video itself is the biggest contradiction in the black community of all time.
It just shows they don't care about people dying. They only care is if it gives them a narrative.
If it's a white person doing it.
Yes.
And make niggas feel like they're still in slavery.
Carmelo and all that.
Yeah.
They had more uproar for Carmelo, someone who killed somebody else, than they did for this.
Yeah, that's facts.
Well, I didn't really hear about this being reported like that because nobody going.
Why don't they report it?
Because it's normal.
It's black on black.
Won't help them.
12,000 stories in 1 year.
Be too many. It's sick, y'all.
Why you don't say nothing to white folk? Because white folks will do this to me. You ain't gonna do nothing. So nigga, why would I make white folk mad unless they make me mad? I don't bother white folk by problems. I ain't f***ing with white folk because they done something. I'm f***ing with white folk because I f*** with everybody. How y'all gonna tell me what I can't say? It was fun and dandy when I talked about the George Floyd and his daughter. It was fun and dandy when they had the Uvalde school shooting. I made mockery of the Uvalde Mexican babies getting killed. It was funny when I made the Houston news talking about raping Asian babies. It was funny when I was talking about the Jews and Aiden Ross' sister. Now it's on y'all. And y'all used to love me, set my tickets, but now it's on y'all. I told y'all I don't like nobody. I like white pussy. I don't like white people. I like Chick-fil-A. I like the Constitution. White folks just happen to be in the way of that. But I don't like nothing and nobody to say I won't talk about them if something happens. It's what I get paid for. It's called satire comedy.
When Charlie Kirk died, I looked up your name on Twitter, and a lot of people said that you were the Charlie Kirk for black people.
There's no such thing as a Charlie Kirk for black people. No. Let me tell you why. Because I'm a black man that stopped looking at white people's problems and started looking at my people's problems. Charlie Kirk didn't look at his people's problem. He stayed looking at black people's problem as if we're the problem.
That's not true.
False. Gotta stop you, Charleston. Gotta stop you, man.
Charlie used to get on all the white liberals all the time, all the people in schools all the time. Charleston will say some things, especially about the black community, that do have points, but then he will say other things like the R word with the Asian people and crazy things like that. They're just absolutely outlandish and just can't vouch with at all.
White women.
He said that.
He said it.
He said that. And so, yeah, anybody who says things like that, you can't really vouch for.
It's interesting to say that Charlie Kirk was looking at black people problems is very
really like
false.
Charlie Kirk was looking at Republican Democrat problems.
I just think he was just like, he highlighted an issue amongst a group of people and said, how do we fix it? I just don't think that's accurate, me personally.
He talks about American people's problems all the time.
He does.
That's false, Charleston.
I just personally think it was all sorts of people that he spoke about. And it just I don't know. It seems like if somebody says anything about black people that offends them, you get that type of explanation.
Yeah. And whoever said that Charleston was like the Charlie Kirk is not accurate at all. When Charlie would sit there and debate,
it was respectful.
And he would articulate on the highest level, and people would come and be college students, and he would literally grill them in their own degree and in their own field. And he was making points that made sense, that had stats always. It was never outlandish things. He says violent and outlandish things all the time.
Yeah, he does say some things that are very true, but he does say some crazy things, guys.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just let him go, but this just shows that nobody really listened to Charlie Kirk.
They don't.
They didn't. So, I mean, they're just talking out their ass at this point.
Yeah.
When Charlie Kirk died, I looked up your name on Twitter, and a lot of people said that you were the Charlie Kirk for black people.
There's no such thing as a Charlie Kirk for black people. No. Let me tell you why. Because I'm a black man that stopped looking at white people's problems and started looking at my people's problems. Charlie Kirk didn't look at his people's problem. He stayed looking at black people's problem as if we're the problem.
That's crazy.
We're not the problem. We don't have an impact on foreign and free trade that allow all these immigrants into the white man's country. We didn't bring them over here. We didn't bring the drugs. We didn't bring the dope.
They voted for it, though.
This contradicts everything he always says, too. Like, he always talks about how black people are causing a lot of problems, and then here he goes now saying the opposite, which I don't think, obviously, all black people don't cause problems, but are there problems in the black community? Yes, of course.
He addressed that. He did say that. I mean, he points at those problems, but this just shows that it's not too many, of people that really think how we think. But, hey, I think
what he's trying to say is a lot of these problems that he's highlighting, he's trying to say that he was blaming black people for it, or saying that black people had a hand in it, rather than saying that we had nothing to do with that, is what he's trying to say. That's why he's saying the drugs, the free trade, the immigrants, all these things. He's trying to say that Charlie Kirk blamed black people for that, but we didn't have nothing to do with it. I believe that's what he's trying to say.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't think that's true, though, because like he said, if the Democrats were the ones voting for all these things, and we know one group of people has an undying loyalty to the Democrat Party, based on how we voted, then we did vote for these things.
And he knows that.
Yeah.
He said that. What he's trying to say that those are white people problems. Immigration and bringing the drugs.
Those are Americans' problems.
Americans' problems. Yes, that's what he's trying to say, basically. That those are, and I'm sorry, that's what my dad says. Oh, they always talking about what black people do, but they're not talking about how they letting this man, over there in Israel bomb these kids. That's a white man. They're not talking about these wars that started in Russia and Ukraine. That's white people. That's white people problems, but they bringing up the hood and what black people got going on.
See, we got to stop doing the white problems, black problems. We got to just worry about Americans' problems.
But it's just, I guess, man.
I think that is a problem. We got to worry about America as a whole.
When I'm speaking politically, I do speak, I view things in terms of America and America first and the betterment of America. But as a person in America, I am black, so I do look at the problems amongst people that are also black. So I guess it just depends on the context of what we're speaking. I don't really agree with what Charleston's rambling about here. Me personally, I'm not really on board.
We're 1 minute in. Let's let him keep going.
We didn't bring them over here. We didn't bring the drugs. We didn't bring the dope.
Selling it, though.
So the CIA have never. The CIA and FBI have never targeted no group of people like they have targeted black people. And even J. Edgar Hoover said there would never be a black messiah unless we make them. So they go kill all our black messiahs. So my problem with people saying Kirk is like me, he ain't stood up to the white supremacists. He ain't stood up to the skinheads. I've been standing up to the negative elements and the detriment of black people. He ain't looked to white people and said, hey, we got a bunch of white kids shooting up schools. Say we got a bunch of white kids and they babies. We lead the nation in child pedophilia and molestation of children. Hey, man, we need that Epstein list out. They say the president's name is on that list. He ain't doing that to his people. He was a talking point who spread a lot of misinformation, almost the borderline of lying. The statistics that he was using was false. Black people don't commit 50% of the murders in this country. We commit 50% of black murders, which is a small fraction compared to the Mexicans, the whites, the immigrants. So and then, homie.
Sorry,
that's not true. That's that. I've looked that stat up 1,000 times. That stat is false.
You lost the plot, brother. Look. I don't like some of the things you say. Some things you're funny, man, but you just lost the plot.
He will go completely off the ground and lose credibility all the time. Like he's not. Charlie Kirk came with real stats, and then you came to say his stats were false. Then you followed that up with a false stat.
50% of the black murders.
Like let's just be smart here.
Almost all of black murders are committed by somebody black.
It's like 90%.
Yeah,
over 90%.
I don't think that number is accurate.
Let's be smart here, guys. You take Charleston White and you take Charlie Kirk. Who is a smarter person? I think that question has already answered itself.
He challenging children. I'm challenging adults. So we are not the same. He wasn't putting his life on the line because he was talking just about black people.
That's so
He never talked about nobody else as if black people are America's problem. So that's my problem with that shit. Hell, he ain't know me. I stand up to the gangbangers, the killers. I pick on the bullies of the race. He pick on the weakest of the race, the small, undeveloped brains of our children on the college level, on the entry college level.
That's so cap.
Y'all had a lot of the same points though.
No, he didn't. He was lying. He said Dr. King was a horrible man. I didn't say he was a horrible man. I say he was a whoremongering preacher. That don't make him a horrible man. Donald Trump is a whoremonger. He ain't never called him a horrible man.
No. He said that Dr. King doesn't deserve a holiday. That's what he said.
Which I don't agree with. I think he does, but that he didn't say he was a horrible man.
I mean, I can say that I don't agree with everything everyone said.
Right.
Donald Trump is a whoremonger. He ain't never called him a horrible man. Donald Trump got rape allegations. Bill Clinton, rape allegations.
And you shot someone.
The prince over there in rape allegation, rape allegation. So you never heard him call anybody a horrible man, but he won't say Dr. King is a horrible man. He's a lying motherfucker. Dr. King talk peace. So yeah, man. So no. So we've never said.
I think with slavery, y'all both. He mentioned something about slavery. You say all the time.
He said we was better off with slavery.
Yeah,
he said
did not say that.
He
did not say
False.
that.
That's not what he said. He said we were better off before the Civil Rights Act.
Yeah.
And then he came on and said that the Civil Rights Act should have outlawed slavery for all races, rather than the wording in it, because now that same wording is being exploited in America under other things and some other stuff he said, but I don't think he was saying that.
Charleston's looking at a clip on TikTok and said, I don't like this. I don't like this white boy.
And on top of that, he was talking about all those people. He has admitted to R-ing people multiple times, and he shot somebody. So it's like, brother, are you a saint yourself?
No, he gonna say that he's not a good man, probably.
Well, then how you gonna put the figure that, you know?
I mean,
Charlie ain't never did none of those things.
He talking about he never said that Trump was a bad man. I mean, but nobody gonna say Trump deserve a holiday.
I mean,
but Charlie disagreed with Trump on multiple things, and he said that.
I gotta keep it 100. Like he's entitled to his opinion, but if you're gonna express your reason for thinking, at least have some better researched opinions.
Oh, and guess what? The black people, y'all know they on his side right now. Oh, they loving it in the comments.
He said we was better off with slavery.
Yeah, you say that too.
He said we were better off than we are today. He a lying motherfucker. We got rights today. We were better off together. But my rhetoric and his rhetoric do not align. We were not better off as slaves when a white man can rape a black woman and be excused.
But in past interviews, you did say slavery needs to come back when it's out of control. You have said that a few times.
No. He's not advocating for slavery to come back. He's advocating that we were better off as black people as slaves.
Okay.
I'm saying we need these conditions to strengthen us as black people again. We wasn't better off, we were just stronger. We wasn't better off.
Same shit.
And you said slavery. He just quoted one thing you said in an interview, and then you just acted like you didn't say that. Well, you definitely did say that.
But he just said, I just said we were stronger.
That's the same thing.
That's basically what Charlie was saying. I mean,
no, that's
obviously not in
what Charlie
slavery.
was saying.
After slavery.
He's saying during slavery.
I think Charlie said, to my knowledge, he said before the Civil Rights Act was passed, a lot of the statistics, like no crime, no murder,
just like Byron
fatherless
said,
homes, the families were
but
together.
You can make an argument.
Unemployment rate was better. Things like that were better before the Civil Rights Act.
In that clip, you can make that girl made. The only argument she made is maybe they were scared, and you can say that argument. They were scared to commit crimes. But also in the 60s and the 70s, it was down.
But 80s, how does that?
It was down.
How does
90s,
that?
It was down.
No, it wasn't. 80s, 90s, it wasn't.
It's worse now, probably.
No, it's the same thing. We looked it up with Taj that one time.
It is.
But look though. But how does that affect the fatherless homes? How does
that got worse too?
But it got worse. So, did the Civil Rights Bill affect fatherless homes in the black community? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes. So, are fatherless homes good or bad? They're bad. That's the point that most people are trying to make. That's the point that Byron was trying to make. That's the point that Charlie was trying to make. And these are stats that are saying this. So don't get mad at them. Don't shoot the messenger.
They're basically saying that we're supposed to continue to get better.
That's exactly what they're saying.
I know.
Because they're saying even though slavery was so bad and the Jim Crow laws were so bad, black people were still on a higher trajectory despite all of the things that they had to overcome. So why now, with all of the things that, all the rights we have, why are we going down instead of up?
And
that is the point they're trying to make.
We have more opportunities than these immigrants that come to the United States. And guess what? They're thriving over black people. So it is a question, guys.
It's the culture. That's what it boils down to.
You know, we can't be mad at the question.
We wasn't better off when we can be hung up on a tree and captured when they said we was free and the other slave masters said, no, that's still my proof. We wasn't better off. We didn't have more.
Did you know Charlie Kirk before he died?
No.
I seen him debate a few times.
I want to say, me and him was on a segment together on Alex Stein's show, on Prime Stein with Alex Stein. So I want to say we had a brief segment, but him and Alex Stein is real good friends. So, but I never heard of him, never knew anything about him, never seen a video before he died or nothing.
Clearly.
So I'm saying, why would we be affected by a white boy getting killed by a white boy? Why would that bother black people? It don't matter. We don't cheer it on or nothing because his rhetoric don't reach my ears. He's never came across my algorithm. You know why? He arguing with college students that don't know a mother thing. He couldn't have debated me. He couldn't have debated me.
Now that's
one
crazy.
Of the biggest lies I heard him say is that Trayvon Martin hunted George Zimmerman in the middle of the night.
That was why he was acquitted.
Then another thing I heard him say that black women can't think.
Never said that.
That's not what he said.
Black women, he can't think. But then he says, if he saw a black pilot.
You taking this out of context.
It's all clips.
He wondered if he's qualified.
It's all clips.
Yeah, I see.
When I see a black pilot, I say, white folk let you get this job? For him to even be at the door to get the job, he got to be qualified. It's certain tests you got to pass. So yeah, they pick you on your color, but your color don't get you in the door. Your test scores do. So nigga, they trying to make it seem like black people ain't worked to accomplish what we done accomplished.
I can see that, Greg.
And they forget.
I really can't, brother.
I can see why someone would take that. I mean, if you hear the clips out of context, based like he's quoting them, I can see why he said that. Because
out of context.
He did say Ketanji Brown and Joy Reid and Michelle Obama stole a more qualified white people spot due to affirmative action and DEI. He did say that.
But one of them people, I think it was, I don't know if it was Sheila Jackson.
All of them said that.
She
That's
said,
why
I got
he said
this
their names.
because of DEI.
All of them said that.
So therefore, if I'm
That's
running
why he
around,
quoted that.
if DEI's a thing,
I mean, if you're taking these videos out of context, I can see why he would form that opinion.
I don't know, man.
Obviously, he's not the type of guy to go any deeper and do some real research and really be familiarize himself.
But
so
yeah,
I can see why he would form that opinion based on the clips and the out of context stuff, because this is the same way a lot of other people feel.
Yeah. And also, he said, okay, he never heard of him until he died, but you're sitting here quoting all the things he said. So clearly you just saw short clips of what he said, little TikToks. And then to say that you could out-debate Charlie Kirk?
I don't agree with that.
Brother,
unfortunately,
you don't believe that in your own heart.
I don't
but
believe
come on,
that,
bro.
unfortunately.
Come on, bro.
I just wouldn't speak on something if I haven't, like, if I'm not gonna speak on anybody if I don't know what they say in the full context of what this person's about. So you sitting here speaking on a man that
you
people
said you don't know.
love, and you say you don't know, and you're just gonna disrespect him. That's just not smart, brother.
But he disrespects a lot of people. He's a disrespectful person.
No.
That's his whole shtick.
He's not dumb.
Like he said, I said all these disrespectful things and got platformed, and
he's not dumb. He's just showing the nigga IQ here.
So therefore, he might be
niggas Charleston IQ, and then niggas like us IQ.
Nah, don't call me that word.
I'm saying black known as a nigga.
Okay, well the good thinking, smart black men IQ up here. He just better than the rest of them. Cause the rest of them, what they were saying was more insane than what he's saying. Well, he was saying some pretty insane stuff too, though. But you know, he did say F the baby. So, but
yeah, he said what he said about Gilly. You remember that?
Yeah. I mean,
Gilly's son died. Another black man, right? Because you care so much about black people, and you said F your dead son, F your dead baby. That's what you said about a man's son who died.
I mean, a lot of people know Charleston White's character. I mean, he says wild things and offensive things. That's kind of his shtick. That's
but he does always he spits on the dead all the time.
So it's like it's
never okay.
Does this opinion surprise me of him? No.
He said, why is this surprising y'all? But I can differentiate, like, when it's different. Like, you know, when he's playing the character, he say "F your baby," I'm like, all right, that's wrong. He just playing.
It's still wrong.
No, he was not just playing.
He doing that for numbers, but this is like he's serious right now though. This is like his actual political opinion. But I guess how can you have an opinion you don't have the full facts of the situation?
He gave false stats.
I mean, come on, man.
You on your color, but your color don't get you in the door. Your test scores do.
Stop it, brother. The color literally got the person in the door. That's the problem.
Keep going. Move past the DEI.
I think like you can make a case to me to where I can understand affirmative action because that just gets you in the door. It doesn't pass you.
No, yeah.
Like affirmative action, you can almost convince me for that.
But then it's another step.
But does DEI I don't really agree with. Because based on the data and statistics, black people don't benefit from it the most. So why would I sit here and say, hey, DEI, and you look at the stats and almost less than 3% of DEI related grants and stuff go to black people.
But that's the thing, Charlie just said about black people. You can make that same argument for white women. He should have just said white women. But you know,
he could have said all DEI recipients and affirmative action recipients. He could have said that, he was specifically targeting a couple black women. He said a crazy thing. Black women can't. He did say their brain power doesn't process.
Yeah, that probably would have been a great thing to say.
Context.
Yeah. Look, the politics of DEI was about black people.
But also,
nobody brings up white women in DEI.
I just think the politics of DEI was vocally defended by Democrat black people.
Yeah.
Therefore, it looks like black people are defending it the most. But if you look at the data and statistics and the real facts, black people didn't benefit the most. Now, affirmative action, you can convince me of that one.
Yeah. Also, with
that
the
one
Charlie,
I could be swayed.
With Charlie's clip, with that clip of Charlie, if you look at what he said, because we reacted to it before that comment, he said he would have never ever questioned a black pilot before the DEI. So therefore he was questioning DEI. He wasn't questioning the black people because he literally said, I would have never ever thought anything of it until DEI.
See, now I do understand Charleston's defense of that because it's like,
it did sound bad.
Sure, maybe DEI or affirmative action may have got you in the door because of your skin color, but I mean, it's not
questionable?
Yes.
Like that's the step after. Yes, you're here.
Racist.
Yes, you might be qualified, but now I'm thinking like, hold on, I got this Asian and I got this black.
It's putting a quota on filling people in due to their race. Yeah. Is that right? Because people are discriminated against. No, but it doesn't pass the classes for you. It doesn't get you through. Therefore, that's why I say you can sway me.
Does it raise a question?
It does raise a question.
Okay, that's all he was saying. That's all Charlie said. It's gonna be questionable.
But I mean,
that's what he said. That is what he said. That is what he said.
But when people say like you're dumber, but you made it through the curriculum and stuff, it doesn't pass the classes for you. That legally, you still have to hit the standard and quota to pass.
Hey.
So if the said person passes with the standard and quota,
I'm not at that tape. I seen Kamala Harris. She's quite frankly dumber. Sheila Jackson, quite frankly dumber. R.I.P. her. She's dumb.
She's dead.
Yeah,
she passed away.
That's sad.
Some of these people.
So, nigga, they trying to make it seem like black people ain't worked to accomplish what we done accomplished.
False.
And they forget, they ain't built shit. So when I heard Charlie Kirk talking, all I heard him talk about is negative rhetoric, negative points, negative statistics about black people.
You're positive about black people.
Today's black fathers are more involved in their children's life than any other ethnicity. What about the statistic that today's black fathers are more involved in their children's life than any other ethnicity?
Ethnicity.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, he's saying, well,
hold on, pause it.
Single mothers now.
No, it's not. It's a real fact.
Black dads are more involved.
When they're involved in the father's life, it says they're more active.
Listen.
When involved.
When they are involved in their child's life.
No, but that's a big key. When.
Okay.
Because it's rare.
I'm sorry, Jesus.
It is rare. 2/3 of black children grow up with no dad.
I wouldn't believe that.
They're born to no dad. They're born to.
How are you born with no dad? You was born with a dad.
Look.
It requires a dad to make you born. So 2/3 of black men do not raise their children, but then we're celebrating the fact that the ones that do raise their kids.
When the black fathers are in the child's life, they are more active. That is a real fact.
How is that?
But when they're in the life, but when they're not in the life,
I don't want to see it. Brother, I'm sorry. It don't matter. I'm sorry. If this could be, Lord forgive me, in the Holy Bible, and I wouldn't believe it.
No, don't say that, bro. Don't say that, bro, about the Bible, bro.
I'm sorry. I wouldn't say it. I'm sorry. But that's how serious I wouldn't believe that shit. Lord forgive me. I will never believe that shit.
Look. It says 70% of black fathers living with their children did daily tasks such as dressing, diapering, And this is higher than white fathers and Hispanic fathers.
You know, that's not a
and
good
it's
stat.
meals, daily activities, daily
That's
homework help.
just one study.
You know why?
And it says even when black fathers who do not live with their children are more involved in daily
You know
care.
why?
It's a real stat.
You know
These
why?
are real stats.
Do you want to know why?
But the 2/3 is a real stat too.
But do you want to know
I'm
why?
just saying this is a real statistic. That is a real
It's
statistic.
because them niggas ain't doing shit. That's why. Nigga gotta really look at
You
this
don't
shit.
have to take a positive statistic and say something negative. You don't have to do that.
That's true.
You don't gotta do that.
Hey guys, I wouldn't say it if I didn't think it. I think a lot of negative things. I'm sorry.
man.
I know niggas, y'all. I know
Okay,
black
keep it
folks.
going, bro.
But let's keep it going, man.
Let's finish this off,
that,
bro.
bro.
Come on.
Hey, this is what I think, y'all.
You must forgot Southern strategy. Let's tell the whole story. We've been duped and tricked. We have never had a fair shot. You talking about redlining, Jim Crow laws. So, homie, he acting like the playing field been even amongst black people and white people. But I'm telling Kirk and all this people, black people are not y'all problem.
I swear to God, this is the last pause. This is the last pause. I swear to God, it's the last pause. But if you look at
That
the
was
top,
the part I couldn't agree with.
No, I can't. If you look at
I
the
can
top
agree with
20 ethnicities and what they make in America, white people are like 15th. So how come all these Indians, all these Asians, all these other ethnicities come to America and are making more than white people?
I can agree with that statistic you just said.
I can't. Black people been here.
Well,
It's also
black people historically, he's right. The playing field has not been even. That is a fact.
Okay, so when all
I'm
that
not
shit
gonna
stopped,
sit there and
when
deny
all
that.
shit stopped,
That is a fact.
When all that shit stopped, why are we?
Is
If
it
you look
even
at the
today?
top 20, we're at 20.
It's more even than it
If
is.
we look at the
But
top
is it
20,
even?
I would say based on my experience.
If we look at the top 20,
but it's even because think about it. Anytime
I'd say
an
based on my
African
experience.
person comes right now, they're always successful every time.
I just said based on our experience.
Yeah, but I can't
I'm
say
not-
more. Like it is dead even.
I'm just
to me.
saying, historically speaking.
Yeah, back
that
in
point is a
those
fact.
times.
Redline and Jim Crow, we
I mean-
wasn't 3/4 of a person. All this stuff. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. You couldn't own stuff. Couldn't get a job. That's a fact. I'm not finna sit
that's
here and act like
arguable.
that's not a fact.
That's arguable. And also, this
Not
thing,
arguable, it's
since
a
we talking about
real
Charlie,
fact.
Charlie said at the end of that clip that everybody's talking about, that's arguable. He
It
said
is.
that at the end of the clip. He said
It is.
you can make that an argument for
It
sure.
is.
But he talking about today.
Today.
What's the problem? Why was they better back then? Racist.
Black people are not y'all problem. We're not building missiles like North Korea and shooting them to the shores of Canada.
We are causing
We didn't take your
crime in
planes
America, though.
and run them into the building. We ain't done none of that. All the crime that white people is complaining about is black on black.
That is a fact.
There's not a high
lot of it.
black on white crime rate.
It's pretty high.
I wish it was. Because when I was a kid, every crime I committed, where the camera at? As a kid, every crime I committed was against white people.
But
Because
Charlie's
I had
racist.
black older people
But
telling
Charlie's
me you go across the
racist.
railroad tracks.
Can we pause
The,
this?
the, the Ten Commandments.
So,
But
like he
Charlie's
said,
racist.
a lot of the crime that people do point out is black on black. That is a fact. But the black on white crime rate is kind of high.
But to say, well, all the crimes I committed was against white people. So if a white person got on here, if Charlie Kirk got on there and said, well, all the crimes I committed were against black people,
Oh God,
who's racist?
that's a nuke.
But
You
why
know,
is he not
I
racist
gotta
for saying
keep-
that?
I gotta keep.
You
it-
see? Let's call a spade,
What you gonna say?
y'all.
I'm gonna say, bro.
I just want
We
to
gotta
know.
wrap
He
this up,
just
though.
said the black on white crime rate is not high.
Bro, look, this all I'm gonna say is it seems like a lot of black people are coming now with this argument. My father also coming with this argument. Why y'all not talking about the wars? He just brought it up, the nukes. I'm gonna have to find I already know what my rebuttal to that is, and it's just like, bro, that's politics. That's war. That's been going on forever. And since you want to just talk about black people, if we just talking about the crime rate,
Separate issues, though.
literally
Separate arguments.
Exactly. That's politics. And we talk about black people. Y'all want to claim Africa and all this Africa shit. What the hell's going on in Africa? They're literally having political wars right there. So that's
it's
my
just separate argument. You're saying, why is there war? Why are you talking about wars and
we're talking about
complaining that black
communities.
people commit crimes?
We're
They're
talking about
separate-
communities.
These are separate
Yeah, we're talking about
arguments here.
politicians and we're talking about regular citizens, buddy.
It's just separate arguments.
I
Two
just
things
think-
can be true.
I just think a lot
It's
of
for
his
your
group
people.
is 'cause
It
Charlie
ain't for
Kirk is
nobody
white.
else. Thou should not kill.
100%.
I think that's what it is.
Say it again. Say it again.
I said I just think a lot of his grief here is because Charlie Kirk is white and he pointed out some negative things about black people, and I just think that
That's facts.
they're mad that he's a white guy pointing that out, and
That's
that basically is just the thing
No,
I
that's facts.
gather
That
from
is facts.
this. And I mean, to end and saying all the crimes you committed were against white people and you wish the black on white crime rate was higher, I just, you know, you lost all credibility there.
So you're not a racist, but if a white person said that, they would be a racist.
Hey, no, if Charlie was black,
you take issue with what Charlie said.
He would
agree
where
with
he
him.
just
He would love him.
said, hey, there's a lot of crimes coming from this group of people that's hurting this group of people, da-da-da-da-da. He also said some other things taken out of context can be offensive, sure. Won't deny that. I can understand. But to say that you wish black on white crime was higher and you committed crimes against white people, and then you say that black people are not your problem, hey, brother, you lost all credibility there.
But you know, man, black people took Trump dropping a shoe out of context. They say that was racist. So if y'all think that's racist, I quite frankly
This table is black. That's racist.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear nothing from y'all.
This white supremacist.
Every crime I committed, where the camera at? As a kid, every crime I committed was against white people because I had black older people telling me, you go across the railroad tracks. The 10 Commandments is for your people. It ain't for nobody else. Thou should not kill his own kind. Thou should not steal from his own kind.
That's
but you
false.
can go over there and steal. You can steal from white people if you black. You can rob white people if you black. They've been robbing us because we black.
Told y'all it's levels.
So they want to try to make it color don't matter to us. Color matter to them about everything. That's why they put race in place. When race don't matter to nobody but Americans.
I thought Charles was smart, bro.
They play race with us. It's white nationality that they embrace. They white nationalist ideologies. That's why you hear that governor of Utah say, we was hoping it was somebody else because they really want to hate.
Oh my God. It wouldn't have been nobody else.
When I saw that, when I first saw Charlie Kirk get killed, and I didn't see it. I just heard about it. I don't watch white people. I don't watch nothing white people talk about, especially politics. That's the biggest con game sham. I'm playing con, homie. I'm not a Republican. I'm a smart. I'm not a Democrat. I don't give a fuck about being Republican or Democrat. I'm playing on both parties because both parties is dumb. All you got to know is some basic information about history and the Constitution, and you can play both sides. Because both sides are one and the same. A group of hateful old white people that are living in white fear because they know they done everybody wrong. And their greatest nightmare is one day somebody sits over them. They're losing their country, and they blaming they. We ain't sent 9 grams of fentanyl across the borders that's destroying they white kids that's overdosing on fentanyl and opioids.
That's true.
We ain't sent now motherfucking me coronavirus disease over here to cause a wipe out of sick homie, but they blaming they as if the crime bothered them.
I told you.
What?
He's saying that Charlie Kirk was pointing out all these issues in America, and he's saying they was blaming black people. That's what he's saying right now. That's what he's saying.
That's so
he's saying
idiotic.
He's
not
doing
like
that.
he's highlighting all these issues that are broad issues, and he's saying black people didn't cause it, but they blaming black people.
They did not blame black people.
I just don't think that was what Charlie's message was. So that conclusion is a little
Definitely
extreme to me.
Like he did highlight black problems, but he would also highlight problems all the time. Like, did he blame all the delusion with the he, she, her, all that with that? When the woke mind virus, did he blame that on black people?
I think that's just what he's saying.
The
like
black clips just exploded.
Look.
So that's why he's talking about those because those are the only clips he saw.
Talked about black issues when it was brought up to him in a debate.
Yeah.
Look up Charlie's YouTube. You will not say anything about black fatigue, black anything. That's what us, Officer Tatum Hall, that's what we do. Charlie don't do that shit. He don't even talk about black people on the day-to-day. He's a real politics.
Yeah,
he's going to Greenland with Donald Trump and them. You think he's thinking about black people on the damn plane? You guys are idiots.
Sent now motherfucking me coronavirus disease over here to cause a wipe out of sick homie, but they blaming they as if the crime bothered them. Our crime do not affect white people. You know why? Because they got the prison on the stock exchange. So it ain't costing nobody no money to lock up. They making money off locking up. There go your free labor. So they complain about crime. They need this crime to keep black slaves. That's why even if we never commit a crime, before you're born in America as a black person, you're already a criminal. You know why? Because we can line up 50 black women.
Why are we criminals?
How many black women are having boys? They raise their hand. Okay, all black women line up over here. We go 1, 2, 3. One of y'all boys are going to prison before they're even born.
Whose fault is that?
Well, who's saying that? America. Because America has a booming prison industry. And they need this prison industry. Not only that, it strips these black people of the rights we once gave them because we still need slaves for free labor. So we're not, this crime don't affect us. Bro. And it don't affect white people while you're using it as talking points.
You hit the weed
how many
the
black
wrong way.
How many black women having babies? 1, 2, 3. One of y'all going to prison. You know why? Because the American statistic says 1 in every 3 black males will go to prison or be on some form of community supervision in their lifetime. It don't say maybe, it don't say well, but it says 1 in 3 will go.
It's that a result of action.
So who makes this shit up? We can go look at black babies. 1, 2, 3. Boy, one of these nigga babies going to prison, and there's nothing nobody can do about it.
Wow.
Now there is something we can do about it.
They put this in place for this race. Prison was not put in place for nobody else, but specifically this race. Yeah, we'll put others in there, but the majority is for these people.
Pause it.
These people pose the greatest threats to us because they might want retribution one day because we ain't never been fair to them. We ain't never been fair to them. So we got to make sure they stay where they are because our greatest fear is they get over us one day. Do you see how they do each other when they're fighting each other? Do you see some of these snippets when the 20 black guys jump on one white boy? Homie, that's their greatest fear, that it's going to be like that everywhere for them. So they make sure they put things in place years in advance because what they said was, we must do this now for future generations may not understand. The future white people is going to be way more compassionate than these people. So they're putting things in place now that their children can't even undo because they like their slaves. They know their kids grow up and like Jim. And Jim, when I grow up and I'm slave master, I'm going to let you free, Jim. Even the kids had empathy. That's why they love us today.
All right, Charles.
But you just said they hated you.
Hey, man,
he contradicted himself like 1,000 times.
He's just using the other side's talking points at this point.
He
lost every ounce of credibility.
That was crazy.
Because I've heard him actually like go on the opposite side of the argument on everything he just said. Maybe not the Charlie Kirk stuff, but everything besides that, I've heard him literally say the opposite of that.
He is.
So I
don't know what he just be.
I don't know, man. Who knows, man?
Lost all credibility.
He sounds like he's serious, though. I can tell when he's serious. He does sound serious.
That was crazy. That was a very interesting take at the end there. I can see why.
Debate me.
I mean, that was very extreme. I'd like to know how he came to that, but I guess to each his own.
Maybe, hey, you don't want to debate Charlie. You want to debate Charlie? Maybe we gonna get Charleston on and debate Charleston about this, cause I want to hear what he really like.
I can debate Charleston.
Like
if we're going off real stats and real debating, not just yelling and arguing like a ninja. Real stats, I would debate him.